Hey guys, so if you're just jumping in, I see there's 7 of you just joining right now. Adam, I'm with the very talented Adam Gilad. He's actually still, he stepped on a sea urchin the other day.
Last night.
So, so he is living the tropical life and just enjoying it while having the financial freedom he deserves from his Facebook group. And I want to bring him on to show you guys that, hey, you can live the beach life if you want. He is one of our good prime examples of you don't have to work all the time nonstop. You can have financial abundance with your Facebook group, with your tribe, and still be able to enjoy the good life. And so with that said, I want to welcome Adam to the show. Hey, Adam. Thank you so much.
Hi, yes, I'm a big proponent of the entrepreneurial life. Work 22 hours a day and make money while you sleep. That is the goal.
And I put 22 hours a day.
And make money while you sleep. Here, let me just show you where I am just to prove. Hold on, here's some social proof. 1 second. There's the view out the window.
Yes, beautiful. Yes. Beautiful water.
And I'm gonna fix the shade. Yeah, because I see the sunshine so crazy. Okay, and I'm hobbling because, as you said, I stepped on a sea urchin. I have 13 holes in the bottom of my foot. So, okay.
Okay, well, okay, let's take us back. Let's take us back. How did you hear about Ignite? And also, why did it make sense for you to join Ignite? Adam has been coaching and teaching successfully for a while. And what is it about our program that made you go, okay, that made sense? And also, how did you hear about?
Very straightforward, very simple. My good friend, Kim Seltzer, joined your group, and she had an $80,000 launch. And I said, I want $80,000. You know, I can do that. So I contacted her. She told me about it. And the truth is that a lot of my attention is not on this particular business, but rather on another business and some other activities. But I have a following, 37,000 person email list, which is, I haven't been tending to very much this last year. And I wanted a way to monetize, and I wanted a system because I don't want to have to think about it. I just want to tell me what to do. I've always functioned well as a creative, and I think a lot of your people might be creatives. I function best when someone says, do this, do this, do this, do this, get the bot, do this, and money comes out the other end. So that's what I did twice in the first 2 months, I might say. I joined in December, I think. And I did my first launch I joined in late November, I think. I did my first launch in December. I did another one this is February. Mm-hmm. It was too much, too fast, because I moved to the Caribbean in the meantime for the winter. And I had my first real vacation, 2-week vacation, brought my sons here. It was awesome. But yeah, so I'm in 3 months now. I've done 2 complete launches. And I'm sure I haven't done everything according to system. But enough that it's working. I think what I've learned is if you can get in front of people and teach and give them an experience, they'll sign up for your shit. So that's what I did. I get on 5 days the first time, and I taught my heart out and was relatively successful. You know, $50,000 total probably, including a couple of guys who didn't sign up for my program, but they signed up for personal coaching because they saw my teaching. Which was great. And then the second time I just did, and by the way, that was selling a quarter of a year. It's a quarter of a semester of 1/4 of a year. So they'll hopefully stay on. I'll reduce the price. It's $1,000 a month. I'll probably reduce to $797. And they almost all stayed in. The second one I did a 3-day launch because I'm lazy. And I didn't even show up for my Sunday special VIP, and I didn't even see the emails for it. Where is this? I'm on the link, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have enough. And that was for that was just a purely to pay down credit cards, and you know, it was a cash thing. Although I'm really enjoying it. And the first one is for my men's mastermind. The second one is a dating experience. I have both a men's and women's list. And so what I'm doing is I'm creating an experience, putting them in Zoom rooms, small groups, dyads, getting them to practice the techniques that I'm teaching, and they're loving it. So it's actually really heartwarming and fun, but it's not really my focus.
So, so some takeaways of what you said was that this is not your main huge focus thing. You can do it, not dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's.
Right.
You can show up, teach.
Right.
If you didn't join, let's say you didn't join Ignite, and someone just was like, hey, just show up and teach to your group. Do you think you would get similar results? I just want to see if someone was to be like, go live.
No, I would have got much better results. No, that's not the answer you want to hear. No, it's perfect because honestly, one of the most helpful things besides the talk with you, the onboarding talk with you, and you're very impressive support people, I have to say. Very impressive. Thank you. Also impressive. Lunch, dinner. Was the bot, believe it or not. You know, it took a lot of pressure off me, I noticed psychologically, and allowed me to go ahead and do everything else. And it worked. You know, it really worked. And it got people to show up, and that helped. But the whole structure helped me because, again, I'm not a systems person. I'm getting that you're a systems person from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. So having the systems in place, like here's what you do, is what really helped me. I never would have done it on my own.
And why is it that it didn't take you a long time to do it? The way that we structure the program, is it possible to do one call, the checklist, and your launch? And I say that to some people and they're like, what? Is that really possible? Where it is one call, you're not wading through tons of videos, you're not going through a bunch. Yeah.
You mean a one call launch?
No, not one call launch, but coming into Ignite, do you feel like you could do it with the way we onboarded you, the way that we have you come in?
Honestly, it helped that Kim's story really sold me before I even talked to you. And then when I talked to you, it was great. Your onboarding was great. Your people have been great. Angel is a freaking genius. She is a motivator, man. Actually, I want to give her a special credit.
Yeah.
Besides her amazing Facebook posts, which I really enjoy, I think we have a similar spirit of like, fuck it, let's go live our lives the way we want to. She said something to me where she said, hey, because I said to her, this isn't my main focus. My main focus is elsewhere. She goes, listen, you've got an audience. This is what they care about, dating. Right? I don't think a lot about dating anymore, but I spent 15 years coaching on it, so it's all here. I run a dating coach certification company, but it's not forefront in my mind. She said, do it, because it's there in front of you. Why are you not going for that? And that really kind of woke me up. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And it worked out really well. We've got 3-day launch, got us 32 people. It's a $12.97 price point. I gave some scholarships. But it's a terrific group, and they're happy. So I want to give her credit. In terms of the onboarding process, I have to admit I was kind of pre-sold because of Kim's success. She's a really good friend, Kim Seltzer.
Yeah, Kim Seltzer.
Yeah. And then I was very impressed, I have to say, and I mean this, you know, I'm not shining people on. I was very impressed with our initial call, your organization, your dedication. You seem super dedicated to this group, and your people are amazing. Everyone with their crazy names. I can't even do it.
Mutita.
But everyone has been super professional and very impressive support system. I've never seen anything like it in another program.
Awesome.
I will say that for sure. Yeah.
And what made you, and so you actually sold in bulk on a lower price point versus before where your price point was a little bit higher and there was like less people. What made you decide to go, oh, I want to charge lower? And it comes to show you guys who are watching right now. Hey, Monica. Hey, guys. Hey, Latasha. Hey, John. Hey, Don. So you're saying, hey, this framework works if you charge higher and get less people, you still do well. And well, I understand you've been coaching for a long time. So you're like, I want $100,000 launches, that type of, and it still pays your taxes. It's still good if it's 50K, 25K still. And that's more than a lot of people would even fathom to do in a month.
And it's 50K for the winter semester. There's spring, and it's the same group, so it'll be renewable. I think for the dating one, I charged less. I charge a ridiculous low amount for what they're getting. It's insane. It's not even funny. But for whatever reason, people are struggling. I'm not offering a make money product, so people won't put up as much money, is my belief system. I don't know if it's true, but I had to work out all kinds of deals with people just for $12.97, paying over 3 months, 6 months. It's insane. It took a lot of energy, actually, and it was very dispiriting. So one of the things I need to do is to get new people on my list and target new. And I really need to think that out. Maybe we can talk about that afterwards privately. But that is clearly my next step and what everyone tells me.
Yes. Cold traffic.
Better cold traffic, higher level cold traffic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Angel says, tropical babies. Yeah. All right, guys, do you, during this interview, I want to make sure that it's interactive. Excuse my barking dog. I want to make sure it's interactive. So if you have questions, you know, look how chill this is. Adam is just, he's like, Kat, 75K within 2 months. I just did the 2 launches. I want you guys to feel how you can have this be all stressful, or you can have it be casual. Go and pay your taxes, go and live the beach life. That Adam is a prime example of. Look, even in this interview, he's like, I didn't dress up for this, Kim, and I'm gonna eat here.
It's too delicious not to eat. I'm trying to eat off screen.
Yeah, no worries. And so yeah, you were already pre-sold because Kim did 80K with our program, and she did other launches before she has other coaches as well. And you just you were like, hey, I want to be able to do that too. So it was pretty much
$80,000. Yeah, it sounded good. I mean, it sounded like a good deal, good return. You know.
And when you had, okay, so something you said, you were kind of pre-sold, but then you still had a call with me. You still jump on the call, and you weren't be like, where's the order link, Kim? Just give me the order link. What was it about the call that made you go, okay, this makes sense for me?
One is that you thought out the system. Second was that you felt genuinely in deep with me to figure it out, which I really appreciated. We went through the throwing rocks and all that process together, and you basically gave me everything I needed to get going, and that actually gave me the confidence to go ahead and launch. Way too fast, I'm sure. I think I launched within 3 or 4 weeks. At the same time, doing some other pretty big things, including packing up my house and for 4 months to come down here. Because I can't stand the cold of Southern California in the winter, so I had to come to the tropics. You seemed really focused. I like that. It was a little overwhelming at first, for sure, and I think I told you that. I said I don't even know where to look. That's me. I'm a creative. I'm not a systems person. So slowly, it all came into focus. And now that I've done 2 launches, I'm doing another one next month for my spring semester. Right, to add new people to the mastermind.
Yeah.
I want to actually come back to some of your training sessions and refocus and see what elements am I missing.
Yeah, and we have 5 calls a day. I mean, not a day, a week now. And did you have to attend all the calls and do all the things to have the success that you have? Did you have to do that?
I did 1 call. I just did desperate emails to you, which I'm sure you don't want people to do. But what I needed to figure out was who was in charge of what. So I needed to understand how to do the bot, because the bot was very appealing to me. because again, it takes a burden off of scheduling and figure out who was responsible for which element. And once I figured that out, it was much easier. But there was a lot of information in the beginning. Maybe like a graphic, would help, some kind of flow chart.
So, we do have a flow chart.
Maybe if I looked at it, it would help.
But yeah, so here's the thing. Adam, he's living the beach life. He got into the program and he's like, I want to do that. And there wasn't a lot of mental things in the way. He did one call. He didn't show up for a lot of calls, and he still did 75K in 2 months. And so
the system's good. The system works. Again, if you get in front of people and you share information and you're sincere and you care about them. And I also created an experience for them, interactives, which was really good. I put them in Zoom rooms, and because I run masterminds, that's one of my businesses. And they just loved it, especially putting men and women together to have discussions and experiences that they don't usually get to have in the outside world. Was really impactful. So think about giving them an experience rather than just yapping at them.
Yeah. And do you feel like what we do and what we help you with Ignite is to take something like a live experience and help you provide it virtually, so that they have like a virtual experience of you without all the overhead cost of running a live event? Maybe.
I'm not sure how to answer that. I'm not sure the question.
All right. The question is, well, you kind of answered the question. You're like, I gave them an experience. So you can give them an experience in the form of a Facebook group.
Actually, yes. Thank you. The second, sorry, I froze.
You didn't froze. You didn't freeze.
I froze. No, I'm still freezing.
No, you're not. Just continue talking. Okay. I can hear you.
The second launch, I didn't use Facebook groups. I created a Facebook group, but I did the entire thing on Zoom because I was doing breakout sessions. Because I have a belief, true or not, that that's more enjoyable and it underlines the kind of work I do, which is the program I sold to the men the first time is a weekly, actually twice a week men's group where I put them into breakouts. And the second program I sold was a dating one where I put them into breakouts and put them into dyads. So I use Zoom rather than Facebook Live to give them that experience. Yeah.
Awesome. And so for the 5-day training, what we do teach inside Ignite, and this is probably because you only attend one call, is we do teach you to create that VIP session and having them come into a Zoom room. So even if you're going live in the Facebook group for your 5-day thing or 3-day thing, you're like, hey, #VIP if you want to come into the VIP session with me as well. So it can be a combination. Do you see me? Am I still here?
Sorry, it's freezing at my end. Let me open the door. I'm gonna hop because.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Adam.
Yeah, that's the downside of the beach life.
When you said you're gonna hop, it was like literally hopping. Oh my gosh, Adam, you hopping away. Hey guys, if you are here, Betty just joined. Yes, I see you. It helps. Let me ask you other questions. So it sounds like you can absorb like a fraction of what we teach and still do well. And then, talk about your experience with, you bought Mitzvahs package. So within our program, if you want more help, you want even more custom help, one-on-one, you have the ability to go and buy into more packages. And so with Misba's package, you bought her package twice because with the bot, it helped. What is it? Tell me about your experience working with Misba and having her do a package with you.
Fantastic. Great responsiveness. Yeah, great responsiveness. I had no desire to figure out how to do it. I looked at it and I'm like, you do it. It was $250, I think, for her to just do it, which is a great investment. My belief system is that people don't open emails consistently. So I definitely wanted that additional way of reaching people. Mm-hmm. It was worth it.
Awesome. Yeah, you bought it twice. So
okay, sorry, it keeps freezing.
I can still hear you. It hasn't
frozen all day and now it's freezing. So sorry. We even upgraded the.
Even though you feel like you froze because you don't see yourself moving, Adam, I can still hear you. So just continue talking like normal.
Okay.
Normal interview.
Yeah. You keep freezing.
How much is the? Oh yeah, how much of the launch money is actually profit? That's a good question. What do you feel was your overhead costs? Am I still frozen?
No, there's no my overhead costs are dinner, Zoom, paying for Zoom, paying for the bot, almost nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And you don't have like a billion coaches. You don't have, you don't need to go rent a building. Computer.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. There's no cost.
Yeah, you didn't even run ads. No Facebook ads.
No, I want to talk to you about that because I want to find higher level students. But yes, I want to talk to you about that afterwards. Nope, no ads. I didn't have time and I don't know how.
Oh my gosh. If you,
I might have done much better if I did.
How did you learn that Kim did 80K? She's like, hey, I'm trying Kim's program.
I have little microphones in her house. And cameras. No. How did I find out? I don't remember.
I thought she's
an old friend.
About...
and I saw.
But I don't think she didn't tell me she poked at you. Like, I think you saw something in passing. Or was she like, hey, Adam. Or you saw something?
I think it came up in conversation, or maybe I saw something. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's so many months ago. It's 2 months ago. My brain is mush after 2 launches.
So, just to let you guys know, Adam didn't really have the time because he was in the middle of moving and packing. He still did his launch. He didn't attend all the calls. He didn't dot all the I's, cross all the T's. He didn't run any Facebook ads. And he did his launch with a lot of technical error too. I remember. You're like, oh shoot, how do I do? Oh my gosh, like it wasn't going live. You had to upload a recording or something. So tons of technical errors, right? Not perfect at all.
Right.
Low overhead costs.
Yeah, I use the Facebook group just as a way to talk to them, but I'm much more comfortable on Zoom.
Yeah. Zoom is it feels very more intimate as well.
Yeah, I can do more with it. I can break them into groups.
Yeah. So if someone's like, hey, I don't know about joining Ignite because I don't know I don't think I have the time. I don't think I have the lifestyle I want. What would you say to them?
They are. It depends what their goals are. It depends how willing they are to learn new stuff.
Yeah.
It depends on you know, if they have an audience and what they're willing to do to build an audience. But I had an advantage because I already had an audience.
Yes.
And I'm aware of that. But no, the system works. I mean, look, obviously it works. It works. If you have an audience, you're nuts not to do it. That's what I would say. If you don't have an audience, then I don't know what you do to help people build an audience, but I'd like to learn that myself. But if you have an audience of people who pay you for stuff, it was great. And it was a great way to reconnect with my list. Because again, I really haven't paid much attention to them for the last year because I'm working on something else. And they're still in there. They're hanging in there. They're like still loyal on some level.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would have done 10 times the amount, right, if I was active with my list.
Yeah. So if you have an audience, you can serve them. This fits. Also, we do have we help you fill up your group. Carlene came into our program without any Facebook group and no audience, no online audience. She grew up to 1,000 members organically and still did her launch. And
I'd love to learn how she did that. Yeah, I'd love to learn how she did that. Do you have a class on that, a recording?
Yeah, we have how to fill out your group. Yeah. Look at Adam asking me about the course. You don't even log in, right?
Funny, no, I have all your courses show up on my calendar, but I've been so busy. I also went to New York in the middle of the launch, take care of my mother in the snowstorm. And so all that. And I haven't even gotten to see the courses. They're in my calendar, but I haven't attended one since December. And I know there's a lot to learn. So I got to check in.
Yeah. So you can have massive success with not a lot of time, but you do need, in Adam's case, an audience. You need to have a prior audience. Can't just pull that out of nowhere. And Carlene, our Ignite client, she did grow her group in a couple months, 2 months, to over 1,000 people with what she learned. So whether or not you have an audience, we help you grow that. Because out of hundreds, if you fill up your group with like a few hundred people, you're converting 3 to 5% of that 100. And it doesn't take tons and tons of people. I think for you, out of your big list, the amount of people who actually showed up or amount of people who said yes was 100 and something people, right? Like not even, it wasn't thousands of people, right?
No, it was each was about 150 to 170 people.
Yeah. 150 to 170 people. That's pretty. And your list was a big list, right? I don't know. It was like
big list. Yeah. As I said, I haven't tended to it much. And I didn't mail the whole list. I just mailed the responsive people.
Yeah. Yeah. So with a prior audience, and even if you don't have a prior audience, do you I'm talking to the audience, is it possible to grow? Is it possible to invite 150 people organically or 200 people into your training? Even if you don't have them already on your list before.
Go to Club. There's lots of, everything's happening so fast.
Yeah.
With TikTok and Clubhouse, especially Clubhouse, you can really, I think, build an audience quickly if you're consistent.
Yeah. And Monica asked.
Plus YouTube, plus Instagram.
Monica asked, did you do all the invites by yourself or did you hire a virtual assistant?
I wanted to, but I just did it all myself, which was hard. It wasn't. The hardest part actually was chasing people for money. Like, all right, let's do it. I know you want to do it. I lost my job in COVID, blah, blah, blah. So making deals with people took a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Especially women, I have to say. One of the things I noticed is that women seem to have either been hit harder by COVID than men, or it's just my women's list is less financially. They're single, so who knows? Maybe there's some correlation. But it was, I wanted the women in the group because it's good work and because I wanted to keep it balanced, men and women. But I really had to wheel and deal and cut deals, pay over 6 months. I have someone paying over a year, $100 a month,
Yeah.
On faith. And it's an 8-week program.
Oh, wow. That's a lot
money,
of negotiating.
Right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of negotiating. That took it out.
Oh man. So the next time you're going to do a launch, it would be a focus on more cold coming in, more number, more than 150 people registered.
Well,
And have it be a focus. Have it not be a something on the side, but like really like focus on it.
Oh, it's focused now. Oh yeah, good money. So, the first one, the first launch is my focus, so that's okay. The second one, the dating one, wasn't, and I haven't really done anything in the dating world for maybe a year or more. But
Yeah.
it's a hungry market.
Yeah. So Adam is also a testament for how, although people were negotiating, they were still committing to you. They were still committing to themselves. You still made the income to pay expenses, and now you could just, you know, your calendar year doesn't look kind of all over the place, right? It looks pretty consistent. You're like,
no,
does that give you peace of mind? Does that give you?
Yeah, it really does. Actually, it's a great question, because I just launched in December. I didn't even know what, I knew generally what I was doing, but I didn't know what the offer was going to be. So I run a men's mastermind that goes all year, and I was going to sell the year, and then it hit me, the word semester. I used to teach university, so it hit me. So why don't I launch winter semester? And the way I have it worked out is we do the wizard or alchemist archetype in the winter, creativity. The spring is warrior, get into action. The summer is lover, and the autumn is king. And I have it for women as well, but right now just men. And so I said, we're going to do this, the wizard creator, semester. Then it's easy to roll them over into warrior. And I'm always pre-selling the group by talking about warrior coming up. So I'm going to do a launch every 3 months at the beginning of each of the archetypes, and focus on that quality. So it gives me another focus. So next month, I'm going to launch Warrior, and I'm going to do a 3 or 5 day teaching about what it is to be an inner warrior. And then that will sell into that semester. And so it does give me some peace of mind, because I know every semester I'll be able to sell that. And then I can add other ones in between, like the one I just did last week.
Awesome.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. And honestly, it's like I have to, in order to justify investing in the program. Like if I didn't, I'd feel like an idiot. So.
Yeah, and having, and this is the side effect of what ends up happening when you do have a program, because I do get the objection of like, oh, I want to charge like something lower. Why would anyone pay higher for me? It's because when you charge that amount, you end up attracting more premium clients who feel like they gotta do something to make their money's worth and really commit to doing this. Otherwise, it would be whatever they've been doing before, which is, oh, tell me a bit about that. So what was your year schedule kind of like, or the way that you like kind of do your launches and your events in your mastermind before you join Ignite? And then like now that after join Ignite, you have more like a structure and you're more motivated. But what was it like? What was the landscape of your year like before?
Random. It was random. I think I did, before I met you, it's funny, now that you mention it, in September, I did what you would call a 3-day launch. I didn't call it that. It wasn't that. It was just, hey guys, let's get on. And I want to talk to you about this idea I have for putting a group together. Oh, it was about a breakthrough. It was about bold life breakthrough. And I did one night, and it was very effective. And about 7 guys signed up for whatever it was. It was $1,500. And then I said, that was good. But like a lot of guys didn't sign up. I had like 30 guys on. But they really loved it, so I'll do it again. So I did it again, another 7 guys. So then I did it again. So it was random. I was just figuring it out on my own, that if I interact with people and teach, then they'll sign up. Sometimes it takes more than one touch point. So that was a randomly kind of launch, but it wasn't even, it was just like, I want to teach this for 12 weeks. It's a breakthrough program. And then that gelled into, oh, I can use this group as a core for the new mastermind that I'm launching.
So you were kind of dabbling into.
I was dabbling by mistake, honestly. I don't remember what gave me that idea, to tell you the truth. I do a breakthrough program live And I think maybe one of my old assistants said, why don't you do it on Zoom? I said, I'll try it. And so I did that. And then by doing the launch, this launch, I was able to keep those guys in and keep them going, you know, because we formed a real bond.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But what about before that? Like when you weren't dabbling into the Facebook group world?
They were just mostly product launches. I would send a bunch of emails. You know, maybe I'd do a live call and talk about a program once, but it was pretty random. It was mostly email marketing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I hate. It's so dead.
So,
you know,
oh,
can I say something about that?
Yeah, say whatever you want.
Yeah, because the marketplace has changed. You know, I started 2005 by putting out products, you know, programs. They were great. It was great living, but people don't want more products. They do want products, but what they really want is an experience. They want touch points. They want a person to talk to. They want other people, especially with COVID. So, so that's why that's this transition I've been making, and why I decided to do an online, you know, a program where I'm working with them rather than just trying to sell a thing. And I think you're a great example of this, right? Because your whole company is about real interaction. And if someone doesn't know, I mean, you take care of your people. Your team really, really does. Even if I didn't have to take advantage of it because I'm too busy, I know they're there, and that's very gratifying. And I'm looking forward to learning more and crossing those T's and dotting those I's, because I'm sure I'll have, you know, a better response to them.
Yeah, I do have some questions from the audience. So Rashida says, did you have videos or content prepped to address objections before they spoke to you?
Objections. What if there's no, the only objection is money and time, you know? The time objection was because it's twice a week. I said, I record everything so you won't miss anything. And the money objection, it's freaking $12.97. And they're getting 8 weeks of 2 calls a week, plus a ton of stuff from me, information, plus a discount on future events, live events. I mean, it's a crazy value. So nobody thought it was like too expensive. And the reason I kept it low is because I wanted to have a lot of men and women. So it's an interactive thing. So if I only had 5 guys and 5 women, it would have been dead. That's why I kept the price low.
That makes sense. It's kind of like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the other objections that came up is I'm shy. Otherwise, I think just money was the main one. I don't know what other objections came up. Let me just think for a second. You know, some people just are very private, and that's all. But that's unique to my program. But there weren't a lot of objections. And no, I didn't prepare anything. I made it up on the fly. I've been doing this a long time, so I'm okay at that. Yeah.
Rashida, did you get that? He just made it up on the fly, and you launch, and it gives you the confidence also that you can sell before you make the thing. And that's
I'm a huge believer in ready, fire, aim. Huge believer. Everything I've ever done well, I sold before I even knew what it was. It's true.
Yeah. And now that there is structure, now that you're in Ignite, Adam, how has your goals changed before coming into Ignite in terms of like monetary, what you want to do with your people, to now inside Ignite with the support that we give you? What's your goal now? And I know you're kind of like, I'll go here and then I'll try this.
My goal is
how has your goal molded? Mm-hmm.
My goal is to use the support. I haven't really used the support as much as I could. One goal is, you know, the mastermind that I teach is one that we license to leaders, coaches, that they can teach. So they can make $17,000 a month, you know? But what I realized by doing this is how valuable it actually is to me, like just to teach it myself and my partner. You know, we could actually teach 2 or 3 and do 50 grand a month just by, you know, doing a few hours a week. That kind of woke me up. I think just the reassurance of having my back handled, you know, like that you guys are there. Like I said, I haven't even taken advantage of many calls. I got it immediately. I got the system. You told me what to do. You told me the messaging. You told me, here's the email sequence. That's what I needed. You said, here's the bot. I said, Kenya, take it away. She's in Kenya or something, or Cameroon. I don't know where she is. She's out there somewhere. Do my bot, please. I don't want to know how to do it. She did it. And then it's just writing emails and showing up for the calls and having a sales process.
Yeah.
Sales page. And we have a good sales page, but I did most of it by phone call. It was a very light sale. It's like, if you want to be part of this, just sign up for a call and let's talk about it. And the truth is that that I really love helping people do the breakthroughs that I teach. It actually is gratifying for me. And so I was very sincere when I said, my commitment to you is, give me a call. I know if you have struggles, we'll figure it out. Like I'll find a way. My commitment is if you're ready to do the work. I even gave one person for free who lost a child this year. She's really got through shit. So I gave a couple scholarships. And on the other hand, at the same time that I was very sincere in my commitment is to make it work for you, is like, money is money. If it comes in over 6 months, great. If it comes in over a year, it's still money. It still comes in. It's not my ideal. I love to be one of these guys who does a $12 million launch and tells everybody about it on Facebook every day. Those annoying people. And some live in your area. Most live in your area, San Diego County. They're really annoying. But I'd like to be that, but that's not this market. If I was selling a Get Rich or how to do crypto or something like that, then I could charge a lot more probably. But it worked. It worked for now.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, again, I make these things up. I sold the 12-week program. I don't know who's listening. It's an 8-week program, this dating one. But I'm teaching tonight, and I just figured it out this morning. Tonight's class. I don't have a curriculum. I mean, I have a general curriculum. 2 weeks on how to attract, 2 weeks on how to connect, 2 weeks on how to inspire, and 2 weeks sort of integrating it all. But I don't have the program. But I have it here or somewhere.
You are already an expert in here.
Yeah, and I know it'll work, and I know it'll be great. Yeah, and I know it'll be fine, and it'll be great. I have enough to draw on.
Yeah.
So, but that's the other thing, because to be confident, so I could do a launch on something that sounds like a good idea. Because I'm not going to do much else, but the business I really want to do, I'm going to figure out a launch on how to do it. We'll talk about that. It's a different category with a higher level person.
Yeah. So Adam, you're also a case study of someone who can you don't have to stick with the same thing. You don't have to make it boring. You could just think of, hey, I want to do this, and then apply the framework that we taught you, that you scratched the surface of.
Framework works. And frankly, my mind is blown these days because Clubhouse is so interesting in terms of creating an audience. TikTok is not as interesting, but I really like TikTok. I really learn a lot on TikTok. Like, seriously, everybody thinks it's a joke and it's just people doing dancing. But I'm on threads around crypto and marketing, investing. It's really interesting, And of course, Clubhouse is really interesting in building an audience. I haven't had time for anything because of the move and because being here and the launch, and I just haven't had time. But now I can finally breathe because I just finished my launch last week. Like, I just started the dating one.
Yeah.
I just did one Tuesday. We started, so I finished, and the reason I did the dating one was for Valentine's Day. Whatever. So people are thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just started that one this week. So this week I'm beginning to like, okay, now I can think again.
Yeah. I just, what is it? Monica says you're bragging now, and to you, you're like, no, I'm humble. Like, I could do so much more.
Oh, I can do so much more.
Honestly, your numbers are what people would like kill for, right? They would want to do that. That's something they aim for. It's not, oh yeah, I did this, but I could do so much. Blah, blah, blah.
No, not at all. No, seriously. It's just I've been in the marketing business since 2005, but my heart isn't marketing. My heart is teaching, experiencing, like really opening to love, like seriously, and opening to creativity and living life. That's really my thing. So I know all the people I started with are retiring now. So I'm not kidding when I say if I focus more, I could make a lot more money. Yeah. So trust me, I'm not bragging at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that I love that you're in our program because it's just comes to show so many things. You don't need to do everything. You can have the life you want. You can relax if you want. You can work really hard if you want. You can mess up and still do good. It's just so many things.
And let me be really clear. The money I made from this program has made this trip easy. Like, it's just a big, you know, it really helps. It's not like, oh, there's like $50,000 I'm putting into Bitcoin, which I am as much as I can, but and other places. But it really has helped my life. I mean, seriously, has been a nice take a breath, because I just got my tax bill, and you know, and I have expenses, you know, so it's very nice, very nice, great thing in my life. Thank you, and I really appreciate your dedication. Seriously, it's what makes you stand out. And I'm not shining you on. I'm not doing this for testimonials, because you're going to send me a really nice champagne. But seriously, like, your support group of international, what is it? What's it called? Charlie's
People
Angels.
from all over the world. Charlie's Angels. Yeah, a bunch of women.
Interethnic Charlie's Angels, which is like awesome. Like, one per continent and a penguin in Antarctica. That's awesome. It's very impressive. I mean, everyone's super sharp and on it. Like, responsiveness from Mutita was like, bam, Angel, bam. And Angel's thought processes, wow. Mispa, am I saying that right, Mispa?
Yeah, Mispa. Yeah.
Mispa, everyone is on it. And it's clear that you guys are organized and committed to people's success. And I really do want to say that. I've been a little haphazard, because that's how I operate. And I like Zoom better than Facebook group, whatever. It works fine for me. But you guys are serious about helping people. And I haven't seen that a lot.
That's a big compliment.
That's for real. That's for real. Yeah.
Awesome.
And thank you.
Well, thank you for coming in. You're like a rock star.
I don't know about that.
You add to our team. You add to our collective in such a big way, because, you know, a lot of Ignite clients would kind of beat themselves like, oh man, I could have done. And here you are, you're like, just go for it.
Do it. I mean, look, get the following. Look, the truth is, I have an advantage, because I've been doing this 15 years. Some of these people have been following me for 10 years or more, you know? So get the following, get the connection with people, teach, be generous with your teaching. That's the big lesson. Be generous with your teaching. Don't hold back. In the old days, it was always behind the curtain and, you know, scarcity, and I'm only going to show up for 10 minutes and the first 5 people, and all that shit. Ugh, I hate that. It's like, I'm here. This is what I have to offer. If you're serious about learning, come learn with me. We'll figure it out. That's been my approach. I don't know if that's the most lucrative approach. Maybe I don't know, but it works. It's working.
And and this is a question I want to ask you. What are you giving up if you didn't join Ignite? What would your year look like if you didn't join Ignite?
Well, I'd be $75,000 poorer right now, for starters, which means I could pay for my doctor last night to pull the spikes out of my foot, which, by the way, is only $80 here in the Dominican, which was awesome. But yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't have had a system. The system matters. The system matters. Yeah, for me, because I'm not a systems person. So I needed that. It's clear. I've always done best when I had a partner or someone with me who is the systems person. Like, my income triples when I have that.
And we're not getting a percentage of your, you know, what is it? A partner would get a % of your profit all the time, right? We are flat fee.
Flat fee. No, it's really great. Look, it was a pure. I don't spend the amount that I spent to join this easily. I've done it. I did Jamie Malinchek. I did his thing a bunch of years ago for 12 grand. I did another mastermind for 12 grand. They were good. I hired, Perry Belcher? You know who he is? Perry Belcher and Kevin Nations, who are both gazillionaires, smart marketers, in a small group last summer for 5 grand. But, I don't spend this kind of money easily. But it was a simple calculation. 7 or 8 grand, 80 grand. And then once I invested, then I forced myself to keep launching to make sure that I can justify it. So, yeah. I mean, it obviously works. Look, guys, it works. If people are listening to this and they're on the fence, obviously it works. It worked for me. Get an audience, pay attention to them. It worked for Kim hugely. And there's enough there that you can be flexible with it to make it work your style. So again, my style is not doing Facebook groups, but doing Zoom calls, because it's just more interactive, and my teaching and my work tends to be more interactive. I put people into groups and they love it. You know, it's very effective. And I know in our first launch, if I remember that long ago, 2 months, like 10 years, that I think we did Facebook Live. And then I decided to do a Zoom.
Yeah.
For the VIP calls. And then I enjoyed that so much more, because it was so much more personal with people and I could talk to them more, that I said, oh, I'm just going to switch over to Zoom for my calls.
Yeah. And so you got your, and when I told you, hey, you're going to get your return on investment within like a month, did you believe me?
Well, it's not a question of believing you. It's like making sure I did, so I could justify it to myself, and also not to mention my wife. So she's like, hey, by the way, I made this big investment and here's the payback. Good. So I forced myself, like I pushed myself to launch right away.
Yeah.
To personally justify it inside.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. But that's also the way we set up the program. We're like, you know, you're going to do it. You're going to do it within a month.
You did that.
Yeah.
You actually said that. That was your whole approach. And yes, it gave me confidence, and yes, it got me going. And it's been great. I just honestly, it's made my life much easier. And like you said, I have a system. I know I'm going to do one every quarter for this main business, and I could do ones in between it. I'm going to test, by the way. Like I'm thinking of doing a test, for example, because I have a pretty big list, and I'm a writer, and people know me as a writer. I've written movies, and I'm a facile writer. Of doing a book writing group, and just doing a 3-day launch on let's all write a book together for 12 weeks. I have a system. I do have a system, and I have templates on how to do the marketing and all that stuff, because I've been doing it for years. So I may just test that, see how that goes for fun in between my quarterly launches. So now that I have the structure and the super bot, again, I love the bot. I feel modern. I still don't understand. I still don't know what it is, but I know that people get notified. And by the way, I called mine Jarvis after Iron Man. You know, the intelligence, the AI that runs it.
Yeah, you told me.
But now that I have the system, yeah, I'm gonna run probably. I know that I'm running at least 3 more this year for my quarters, and then in between, I may run one, test out different things, or run this one again. But it's great. It's fantastic.
Love it.
My accountant thanks you.
I love it. All right. Well, let me see if there's any. Yes, Delia says no rev share. Would you invest if we're like, we want a percentage of your profits?
It depends on what you offered. I almost always work that way because I don't like paying people up front. Like just this morning, somebody wrote to me and said, hey, I'm like Mr. Facebook ad guy, and I made this much money for this guy and all this stuff. And I said, you know what? I'm always open on a rev share. You know, if I'm not going to pay you up front because I don't know who you are and I don't believe in it, and let's make money together. You know, he says, all right. And I said, great, let's have a conversation. Now, the reason why I paid you up front was strictly because, well, 80% because of Kim. It's proven. And you didn't have to sell me very hard, and you showed up perfectly. But you didn't, even if you showed up 75% or 60% of how you and your team showed up, I still would have been happy because it's already proven. Right? So I don't mind rev share. If someone's going to take the work off my shoulders that I don't want to do, I'm happy.
I'm glad you're happy.
I want to run on the beach. I don't want to step in the water because there's sharp things in there. It was the perfect night last night. We went right down this beach, palm trees, sunset. We're looking for the coconut guy. For $1, he'll climb up a tree, literally, and get a fresh coconut and open it. It's like perfect lifestyle I always wanted all my life. Perfect evening until we said, let's go in the water for a minute. 30 minutes later, in the hospital.
Oh my gosh, Adam. You crack me up. And I'm so glad that you're in Ignite. You bring like a level of just mental, you know,
Mental.
you hop
Mental.
over so many things mentally that other people might feel like scared or cautious about. You're just
Yeah,
like,
I get that. I'm a big believer in Ready, Fire, Aim. If you don't have the book, Masterson, I think it is, Ready, Fire, Aim, have an idea, get it out there, and then figure it out. Like I always quote Napoleon, who said, if they asked him why he was so successful, and he said, this is what I do. I said, see that hill over there? Let's take that hill and then look around and figure out where to go next. You know, like that's how to do things.
mm-hmm.
And I was actually saw a great quote from a really great entrepreneur. Said their number one thing they look out for success is how quickly people try shit out, especially with the pace of things today. You know, like Clubhouse is really on my mind. It's annoying as hell. These conversations, I don't like it, but I can see that it's a great way to build an audience. So you know, I'm always paying attention. You got to try things. Like this thing, I made it up. I didn't make it up. I took an old rubric, Attract, Connect, Inspire. It was a weekend that I used to teach in San Francisco, New York. You know, we work on those 3 very specific skill sets. So I had it in my head, but the teaching is totally different. I taught it 10 years ago. I didn't remember what I taught 10 years ago. I don't remember the details of it, but throw it out there, sell it, and then figure it out for sure. And then test. I'm going to test out stuff. I'm going to test out this book writing thing, I think. And you know why I'm going to do it? Kim Dang. Why? You know why? Because I want to write a book. And it's going to force me to write a book. Same way I bought this program, forced me to do lunches. Because otherwise I'd be spending all my time looking for Coconut Guy.
Well, what if, so why didn't you, okay, what if someone was like, hey, Kim, I'm going to go out there and do my own, and do the launch myself, and then, and make the money and come join your program. What would you say to them?
It depends. Look, if you have an audience, do the program. It's stupid not to, frankly.
Yeah.
You're stupid not to if you have an audience. If you don't have an audience, you got to build an audience to make this work, as far as I can see. From my perspective, but I don't
know your experience.
That's my experience. I don't know how I would do it if I didn't have an audience. So I just don't know. But if you have an audience, look, me, Kim, I mean, you know, it works. And we did it very differently. I mean, I don't know. You know, as people move at their own space. I knew that it worked. I knew I had the audience, and I knew I'd figure it out.
Yeah.
And again, the things that meant the most to me was the structure, was the way you went through all the steps with me, and I'm sure I asked you 100 times because it takes a while to get through my head. We went through that really in detail, and I really appreciated that. And then the fucking bot, man, that bot, because I'm always concerned about people not opening their emails. So that solved a problem for me, because I don't know how to do it on my own. I don't want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hunt coconut.
We focus on automation. That's our thing. Automation, launching to your group.
Now, I'm going to say something. I don't even know this other thing. You're always posting about make passive income with group. I don't even know what that is. Like, I haven't even absorbed. I know it's a big part of your business, but it shows how little attention I need to pay to draw out what I need to be successful. I just took what I needed, and now I have to catch up with everything else you have to offer. I really don't even know what it is. But seriously, and I know you're talking about it all the time, but it shows I just pulled what worked for me and went with it, you know?
Yeah. And that's how we designed the program. You're not sitting through tons of videos and modules. We tell you this is exactly what you're going to do next, and go do it. And these are the words you're going to say. This is the order you're going to say it. This is how you're going to do it. And that takes a call. Go do it. And here's all the resources. Here's all the people.
Yep. Beautiful.
Here they are.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. In fact, now I have to go because now I have to actually lead those two. I time it so it's Mondays and Thursdays night, like each of my groups back to back. So I have it all in 2 nights, and that's my work week. Everything else is coconut hunting and stepping on spiny creatures.
Wait, say that one more time. How heavy is your work week? Say that one more time.
Well, the actual like showing up right now is Mondays and Thursdays evenings. And I'm on Atlantic time, so it's a little later than usual. But if I was in California, where I usually live, it would be from 4 till 9, twice a week.
For the income that you're earning, it's definitely not 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? It's definitely not that.
No, I don't want to do that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I work all day. I mean, I do things, you know. I mean, we have a trainer here. We swim. You know, it's not like we're working on stuff, but we work hard because we're building at least three distinct businesses, and have a film contract that we need to write, and a few other things. So we have a lot going on. But if I didn't need to, I would just do this. Yeah. But I like doing the other things.
Yeah, you like having a lot of adventure at the same time.
Yeah, so far. Too much adventure last night, but yes.
Right. Well, I don't want to take up all of your time, Adam. I know your foot is hurting, and no,
Could be worse. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Yeah. She said I might get a fever and I couldn't walk for a week, but it doesn't really hurt that much today. But thank you. And if anyone has questions, I'll start joining the groups again, especially the strategy ones I'm interested in, and especially building a newer, wealthier audience is something I really need to do.
Yes. And we have that inside Ignite. You just got to ask.
All right. When do I show? What I'm asking, when do I show up for building a new audience, new members? When is that class?
For Facebook group growth, those are the Monday calls. So Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then for you, I would say do get into Facebook ads, because that is part of getting cold. And then take a part of what you earn and invest in Facebook ads so that you run to a colder audience. And the Facebook ad calls are, the next one is Thursday at, I think 12.
That works. That works. That's now. Okay. That's great. Monday, I'll have a look. Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah. And then, you know, we have our calendar that you could see all the calls as well.
Yes.
So.
Yes, it's a full-time job.
All right. Well, Adam, love to have you on. I love to just chill out with you while you eat your food and you're at
I love all your furniture. You have more furniture in one room than I have in my entire apartment.
Well, I'm gonna let you go, Adam, and I will see you inside Ignite.
I will. I'll be back. Thanks, everybody. And if anyone has a question, they can ask me in the group for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
bye, Adam. Bye. Have a great day. Oh yeah. If you like that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is KIMCDANG.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.